get you, Barbara.
So
Things are coming, David.
they come all the time. It's just
Yeah.
like they keep coming in
Well, it's
waves.
spring too, and they come in abundance. Actually, why is
they
this starting
do.
to sound sexual? Sorry.
That would be your mind. Get it out of the gutter, young man.
Well, I was thinking flowers, and Robert Mapplethorpe, what have you.
Sure you were. Yeah, that works perfect.
Wow. But there are horror and science fiction movies coming. What is coming to get you?
Mine is science fiction only in that it is a quasi-dystopian. And we have mentioned it before because I was excited when I first heard about it a year ago. But it is about to come out, and it is Alex Garland's new movie.
Nice.
He's the gentleman who brought us Ex Machina, one of my favorite science fiction movies of the past 20 years.
And
But
28 days later.
And 28 days later. And this one is called Civil War. And I know you've probably heard about it or seen it, but basically it follows a group of journalists who are traveling across the United States during a rapidly escalating second American Civil War. And the trailers are terrifying and prophetic, and it's got a lot of buzz coming out of the Oscars. I think it just premiered at South by Southwest, and lots of good reviews coming out of it. Everybody praising Kirsten Dunst. It looks scary. It looks terrifying. I was never, ever, ever a political person until 2015 and saw the cruise ship going toward the iceberg. But since then, I've fairly kept up with the stupidity of the world. And this looks
part
like,
of it.
I mean, there's ignorance on both sides and there's zealotry on both sides. But the last shot in this, there's a guy who's down on his knee and there's a Kirsten Dunst character. And I think there's also a child involved. But facing them are three obvious, trying not to be political, obvious patriots in their camo and their big guns and everything else. And the guy's on the ground and he's got his hands up and he's saying, no, stop, please. We don't have to do this. We're Americans. And it cuts back to the other big redneck guy and he goes, yeah, what kind of American? And then it cuts.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh my God. That is just so true and so chilling.
It looks like a cross between The Road, which you mentioned a road earlier, and one of those Man in the High Castle things, an alternate history.
Yeah, except it hasn't happened yet.
It looks almost post-apocalyptic, too.
Yeah, it's definitely post-apocalyptic in feel, I think,
Yeah.
because the war has already happened. California and Texas have already separated from the United States, which some of us are fearful is just a predictive thing. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. But it's going to release, I think I've got it here, April 12th, Alex Garland's Civil War.
Wow, mine's April 12th, too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Big
that's
day.
funny. And you're going to love it because it's right up your alley. It's a little movie called Sting about a giant spider.
Nope. No, sir. Saw the trailer? No.
I'll be honest with you. I'm going to give you a little twofer on this because there's another movie coming in April to Shudder that's about spiders too. I'll get to that though. This one is called Sting. It's in theaters April 12th. And it's from an Australian director. The synopsis is Charlotte is a rebellious 12-year-old girl who finds a tiny spider in her rundown apartment building. She keeps it in a jar, but it soon starts to grow at a monstrous rate and develops an insatiable appetite for blood. As the neighbors begin to disappear, Charlotte and her family find themselves in a desperate fight for their lives against a ravenous arachnid with a taste for human flesh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watched the trailer for this movie based on your recommendation. It looks decent, but honestly, it looks almost like it's borderline comedy to me. And if it is, then I'm out. That'll just piss me off. So we'll have to see. There are no reviews yet.
I did not get a funny impression from it. I mean, it wasn't like Arachnophobia, which had scary but a lot of comedy too.
That's what I got. I felt like it was going to be funny too.
I don't think the trailer struck me like that. This one, I watched it twice, and that was more than a frickin' enough, because this thing ends up being like the size of a Saint Bernard, and that's not a good.
It is very
size.
big, but it's only one that you see in the trailer. There'll probably end up being more than one. But
I've told you, I do not mind spiders. I don't mind spiders crawling out of holes in your face. I don't mind any of that.
Oh, that's a Believer's reference.
I don't mind multiple spiders, swarms of them or whatever. What I don't like is when they get the size of a chihuahua. Then no, that's not the good size for it.
I'm sorry, folks, that this one is not really coming to get me, because for some reason, something about the trailer doesn't look right to me. But there is another movie coming to Shudder in April that is called the best spider horror movie ever made, and it is called Infested, and it is a French horror film, and it is about lots of spiders, and I have seen that trailer, and it looks pretty cool. I just covered this one because it's an English-speaking film, and I don't know that I should be recommending foreign films to people that don't want to read subtitles. But if you have Shudder, there is a movie coming out called Infested, and just go watch the trailer. I mean, they're speaking a different language, but you know what's going on.
Okay.
And it looks like an apartment building just overrun with spiders. So that is what is coming to get us. David mentioned Civil War, alternate history sci-fi movie that is downright terrifying. And I mentioned a movie called Sting that is an Australian import.
Terrifying. Yes.
About a giant spider that is coming to get David. But we want to know what's coming to get you. If you will, let us know down in the comments below. If you don't have anything to say about the movies we're talking about, we would love to hear about movies that we may not have mentioned that you know about. And until next time, I'll be seeing you, David.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, spiders. No, quit.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Start the car. Johnny has the keys.